The murder of Gotham City Mayor Don Mitchell Jr. happened on Halloween, and the perpetrator is a serial murderer who calls himself the Riddler. Investigations are being conducted by the Gotham City Police Department, GCPD, in conjunction with the billionaire Bruce Wayne, who has been operating as the vigilante Batman for the past 2 years. In spite of the fact that Lieutenant James Gordon has discovered that the Riddler has left a message for Batman, Commissioner Pete Savage reprimands him for allowing a vigilante to attend the crime site and then compels Batman to leave. In addition to delivering another message to Batman, the Riddler takes Savage's life. The Riddler put a thumb drive in Mitchell's car, which included photographs of Mitchell with a lady named Annika. These photographs were taken at the Iceberg Lounge, which is a nightclub that is run by Penguin, who is the lieutenant of the gangster Carmine Falcone. Batman and Gordon find this information. Batman interrogates the Penguin, who claims to be unaware of the situation. However, Batman observes that Selina Kyle, Annika's roommate and lover, is employed there as a waitress. Immediately following Annika's disappearance, Batman sent Selina to the Iceberg Lounge in order to investigate the matter. It is via Selina that Batman learns that Savage was employed by Falcone, and that District Attorney Gil Colson was also employed by Falcone. In response to Batman's persistent questioning regarding her connection with Falcone, Selina immediately cuts off all communication. In order to disrupt Mitchell's funeral, the Riddler kidnaps Colson, places a timed collar bomb around his neck, and then dispatches him to the scene. Colson receives a phone call from the Riddler, who threatens to ignite the bomb if he is unable to solve 3 riddles. This occurs as Batman arrives. Batman provides assistance to Colson in answering the first 2 questions, but Colson refuses to answer the third question, which is the name of the informant who provided the GCPD with information that resulted in a historic narcotics raid that brought a stop to the business of gangster Sal Maroni. An explosion caused by the device results in the death of Colson and renders Batman unconscious. Batman and Gordon come to the conclusion that the informant may be the Penguin, and they follow him to a criminal transaction. They come to the realization that Maroni's operation never really came to an end, and that a large number of GCPD officers are participating. During the course of her attempt to steal money, Selina accidentally causes them to be exposed. Just as the Penguin is running away, Selina finds Annika's dead body inside the trunk of a vehicle. After Batman manages to apprehend the Penguin, he discovers that the Penguin was not the informant. As Batman and Gordon pursue the trail of the Riddler, they eventually arrive to the remains of an orphanage that was run by Bruce's parents, Thomas and Martha. Upon further investigation, they discover that the Riddler was a resident at the orphanage and has a resentment for the Wayne family. As a result of opening a mail bomb that was addressed to Bruce, Alfred Pennyworth, who serves as Bruce's butler and guardian, is currently hospitalized. Following this, the Riddler divulges proof that Thomas, who was running for mayor at the time of his death, had paid Falcone to assassinate a journalist for threatening to disclose embarrassing facts about Martha's history of mental health issues. Bruce approaches Alfred, who confirms the charges but adds that Thomas wanted to turn Falcone over to the police after learning of the murder. Alfred speculates that Falcone had Thomas and Martha killed to prevent this from happening. Bruce, who grew up believing that his father was morally upright, confronts Alfred. It is revealed to Batman by Selina that Falcone is her father who is inattentive. After she finds out that Annika was killed by being strangled, she makes the decision to kill Falcone because Mitchell informed her that he was the informant against Annika. When Batman and Gordon finally make it to the Iceberg Lounge, they are able to put a stop to her. Selina is physically prevented from killing Falcone by Batman, who provides her with an explanation that she should not permit Falcone to wreck her future by killing him and face the possibility of incarceration. Falcone informs Batman that he is aware of all of Gotham's hidden secrets and underground connections, and that all he knows ultimately dies with him. Batman leads a cocky Falcone to the police, and Falcone tells Batman that he knows everything. Almost immediately as Batman brings Falcone outside to the patrol that is waiting, Riddler shoots Falcone from the window of his apartment. Edward Nashton, a forensics accountant, has been revealed to be the Riddler, who is now being held captive in Arkham State Hospital. According to Nashton, he was resentful of the compassion that Bruce received following the murder of his parents because he was an orphan who had been mistreated. He is a fan of Batman, who is the one who inspired him to go after those who are corrupt, and he makes a proposal for a cooperation, but Batman strongly rejects him. As a result of Nashton's raving, Batman understands that Nashton is still working on something, despite the fact that he is upset over being rejected by his biggest inspiration. A jubilant Nashton provides Batman with one more hint when he realizes that Batman has not yet determined his next course of action. He does this by singing Ave Maria, which is the song that was performed at the Mitchells' funeral. This song is intended to indicate that the next step of the plot is to kill Bella Real, who is the mayor-elect. Batman, on the other hand, is unable to comprehend this and utters the words, "What have you done?" Batman receives unintentional assistance from a law enforcement officer when he is searching his flat. The officer reveals to Batman a carpet-cutting tool that Riddler had used to kill the mayor in the beginning. As Batman tears apart the rug of the flat, he realizes that this instrument is another clue to finding the Riddler's larger plot. Through the use of a map scrawled on the floor below the rug, Batman finds that Nashton has placed vehicle bombs all across Gotham. An online video of Nashton's final broadcast before his capture and detention plays as soon as he has completed this task. In the video, he joyously explains that he had organized an online following with the intention of carrying out an assassination attempt against Bella Real, who is the next mayor. The bombs end up flooding the city of Gotham and destroying the breakwaters that surround it. While Nashton supporters attempt to shoot Real in a way that does not result in his death, Batman and Selina intervene and set up a safe haven inside of an indoor arena. Batman overcomes the cult as he is fighting them from above the rafters, but he comes dangerously close to being murdered by the final member of the cult who is about to execute Batman. Batman is rescued by Selina, who then kisses him and expresses her gratitude to him for sparing her from killing Falcone. Nevertheless, the member returns and comes dangerously close to killing Selina with a knife. In order to protect Selina, Batman is unable to rise up since his injuries have rendered him unable to do so. After administering an adrenaline injection to himself, he stands up and then tackles the member to the ground. As soon as Gordon and Selina intervene, he has the member tied down and begins brutally beating his face. When they do, he is stopped. Gordon walks up to the member and rips off his mask, exposing his face, which is battered and bruised. "Who the hell are you?" Gordon says. "Who are you?" In response, the guy says, "Me. My name is Revenge." In the flooded river below, Batman notices a power line swinging barely past the masses, and as it flails madly, it throws sparks everywhere it goes. In order to catch hold of the cord, Batman swings his grappling hook toward it and then grabs onto it. This causes him to be shocked by the electricity and fall into the water. Once he is holding onto the cord, he uses his detachable bat insignia to cut it, which causes him to fall into the water. Batman emerges from the water, ignites a flare, and then guides the people who have survived to a safe location. In light of the fact that his weapon of terror has been responsible for fueling the desire of vigilantes, Batman contributes to the recovery efforts and makes a solemn promise to instill optimism in Gotham. Meanwhile, in Arkham, Nashton is crying in his cell, expressing his disappointment that his scheme was unsuccessful. Nashton is presented with a riddle by a cellmate who is located nearby and is completely covered by the steel door of his jail. The neighboring cellmate asks Nashton, "Riddle me this. It is true that the less you have of me, the more valuable I am." In response, Nashton says, "A friend." Together they share a chuckle. Selina believes that Gotham is beyond the point of being saved, and she makes an attempt to persuade Batman to go with her, but he refuses. On their bikes, they ventured out into the streets, and they began to playfully weave around each other as they went. When they reach a fork in the road, Selina should choose the right path, while Batman should take the left path. As she vanishes over the horizon, he glances back at himself in the mirror by his car. After that, he looks just in front of him.